Unlock your AT&T iPhone with AT&T's help. Universal Movies now iCloud supported. Use AirDisplay over USB. The RIM exodus continues. And Apple's retro website is still live. It's Monday, April 9th, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning and welcome to another edition of iWake. Leading off the show today is the rather exciting news that AT&T is officially unlocking so-called eligible iPhones. If you have an iPhone that is now off contract, or if you paid an ETF for your iPhone, you can now unlock that said iPhone. Unlocks began yesterday. I have 5 iPhones, 2 original iPhones, an iPhone 3G, an iPhone 3GS, and my 4S. I called AT&T to see what I could get unlocked, and the story is that so far, just my original iPhone from 2007 that I paid $600 for managed to get an unlock code, or should I say, you should get an unlock code sometime today through a phone call or email that they will send me. So my other iPhones, I try to get unlocked, but most of them are from Craigslist or eBay and are not associated with my account. And as a result, it is going to be very, very difficult to get these devices unlocked. My iPhone 4S is obviously not eligible as it's a pretty new device here. So I love that AT&T is unlocking iPhones. That is an awesome thing. But with all of these people buying iPhones from Craigslist and eBay, it is going to be a pain and perhaps impossible to unlock these iPhones. If AT&T is listening, know that many people buy iPhones in the aftermarket and pay you money to have these iPhones work on your network. Know that these aftermarket iPhones from Craigslist and eBay are not crazy devices that are illegal, but rather devices that they had their contract fulfilled. They were with somebody for 2 years, and then in the 3rd year, someone wanted to sell that to another person as a secondary owner. Now AT&T, why is it illegal for you to unlock a device that has a secondary owner after that device is fulfilled on contract? It is not a logical thing. Please treat us as real people and find a solution, either Apple or AT&T, to unlock these iPhones that are contract fulfilled but by a new owner, that are owned by somebody else. I'm pretty sure most of my iPhones, if not all of them, have fulfilled their contracts. But since I am the secondary owner, I cannot unlock these phones with AT&T. If you work for AT&T and are out there, please help me out and unlock my iPhones. You can email me at iWakePodcast@gmail.com. Secondary owners are still people and deserve your respect, AT&T. Now, on to some general Apple news. First up is the fact that Universal Movies are now supported with iTunes in the cloud. The final holdout is Fox, and is still Fox. Fox holds the rights to all of the Alien films, and I'm eagerly awaiting Fox to join this club of iCloud-supported movies, as I'll probably repurchase all 4 of these once they're available in the cloud. On the brighter side, King Kong and the Jurassic Park trilogy are Universal titles, so you can get those and get them from iCloud now, which is pretty sweet. Next up in the news is Mike Daisy's exposer, Rob Schmitz. He got to tour Foxconn for just exposing Mike Daisy for who he really was. By doing the right thing, this guy got some cool access that Mike Daisy could only dream of. Last up in general Apple news is a brief mention that iPad 2 billboard ads are being replaced by billboards for the new iPad. As noted last week, it seemed odd, or the week before, it seemed odd, that many iPad 2 ads were still up and featured instead of this new iPad. So Apple decided it was odd as well and is now replacing those iPad 2 billboards. Now let's move on to some app news. To begin is a rather exciting preview at a huge update coming out later this month to Jetpack Joyride. Jetpack Joyride is made by the Fruit Ninja folks, and it's quite an addictive title. According to appaddict.net, there are 15 new gadgets that will give you some cool new powers with this update. The cost of each gadget ranges from 2,000 coins to 6,500 coins. They are grouped into 5 tiers with 3 gadgets per tier. Once you purchase 2 gadgets in one tier, you'll unlock the next tier up. So every 2, you're able to get into the next tier, and so on and so forth. Players can equip Barry with up to 2 gadgets at one time, and they can be swapped out before starting a new run. There are 105 possible 2-gadget combinations, 20 of which have special names. A special mix and match achievement is awarded to players who equip Barry with 50 unique combos over time. Some already announced combos include basically, airberries plus gravity belt. It's the high mobility. Instaball plus Freezomatic equals just a little further. And coin magnet plus Gemology includes glazed ham. So the gadgets are as follows: airberries, nerd repellent, Instaball, gravity belt, missile jammer, token gift, Freezomatic, X-ray specs, Gemology, easy dodge missiles, magnetic tokens, flying pig, free ride, coin magnet, and lucky last. Version 1.3 of Jetpack Joyride will hit the App Store later this month, and as I've said before, it is one of my favorite games, and this update will suck me back in for sure. Next up today is an interesting post by Avatron that showcases how you can use Air Display over USB rather than the Wi-Fi, which would enable even faster refresh rate. The method they showcase makes you have to have an iPad that's jailbroken, and you also must own the $10 MyWi application. It works by doing a USB tether from your iPad to your Mac, and this works with the Wi-Fi iPad as well. And you're able to switch to Wi-Fi to do all your regular internet once this connection is made. A smart workaround here that should enable a number of Air Display users to use Air Display in a much faster and easier way. Or not easier, but much faster and more like a real monitor setup. So very cool trick here from Air Display. In other app news is a 2.2 update to Tweetbot. The latest update adds iCloud syncing. iCloud will now sync account settings, timeline position, DMs, and mute filters between various iOS devices. With this update, I do wonder when the Mac version will come out, as iCloud sync between all of Apple's platforms would really be killer. Next up is Rockstar Games. They've announced that the one and only Max Payne will arrive on iOS and Android devices in the very near future. Max Payne, for those that don't know, is a highly popular shooter game that's been on consoles for many, many years. The app will be available for iOS devices on April 12th and Google devices 2 weeks later on the 26th. Max Payne Mobile is promising to deliver HD graphics, high-resolution textures, and exclusive content to those that own this app. No pricing details have been announced as of yet, or if the app will be universal. Thanks to Engadget for highlighting this app release, and it'll be fun to play with it when it actually comes out. From violence to peaceful drawings, or perhaps bloody drawings, is a report from The Verge that Draw Something has amassed over 50 million users. The app has only been out around 50 days, so there's been 1 million users a day, and dethroned Angry Birds as the most popular iOS game currently. Angry Birds still has a lot more users in total, but in today's environment, Draw Something is the clear winner. Last up in app news today is the brief mention that Instagram for Android got a minor update. The latest version, 1.0.3, expands support for tablets and Wi-Fi handsets, app installation on the SD card for storage-limited users, and fixed an audio mute bug during photo capture. If for whatever reason you do use an Android phone or device, the update is out now. Closing out the show today are two very unrelated stories. To begin is a continued exodus from RIM. According to Reuters, Alan Brennan, a senior vice president for the BlackBerry platform, will leave after a transition period, and Alistair Mitchell, a vice president for BlackBerry Messenger instant messaging product, has already left, RIM spokesperson Tennille Kennedy said in an email last Friday. RIM is a sinking ship, and it seems those that know it's sinking are getting helicopter rescues or are simply jumping into the ocean. So sad to see, but it's a hard fact that RIM has to face. You have to shape up and have a good strategy for moving forward. Do what Steve Jobs did for Apple in the late 90s, and you can turn around. You really can. Last up today is the discovery that there's at least one URL from Apple that still points to a site from the early 2000s or late 90s. The site is apple.com/LAE/speakers. The site points to a page describing the incredible Harman Kardon speakers that shipped with G4 Macs, including the G4 Cube and the G4 Power Mac. The page is entitled Turn the Watts Up. A fun page to visit, and kind of cool that Apple still has at least one of these old pages live. I'm guessing it is a bug and will disappear soon now that this has been identified. But pay to visit apple.com/LAE/speakers to check it out. It's pretty cool. Well, that's what's going on in the Apple world today. If you like this show, and I hope you do, head on over to iTunes, where I host my audio version of the show, and leave a review and rate it, all that good stuff. And head on over also to youtube.com/TCHATEN. TCHATEN. That's my YouTube channel, and that's where I do the video version of iWake and do many other videos. So check it out, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you like to fund this podcast and make sure it goes on for many more years to come, head on over to iWakePodcast.com/again. That's iWakePodcast.com/again. That's where I do my Saturday show, and you get exclusive interviews and discussions all about the Apple world. They come out every single Saturday, so that leaves Sunday, the only day you don't have my voice to wake up to. So with that, just join me tomorrow for another edition of iWake. Aloha.